All right, some more dividing with polynomials and monomials and all kinds of good stuff. This time was a little bit different about today's lesson versus the last one you learned about, or this lesson versus the last one, is that I am taking a polynomial right here, and actually this is a trinomial because it has three terms to it, 1, 2, 3, and I'm dividing it by a binomial. This one has two terms to it right there. And you'll probably see it written in this form right here, although it is the same exact thing as if it was written in this form over here on the right, okay? So I can't just take and split my fraction up like I did yesterday and just reduce each term because I'm dividing by a binomial in this case, or not a monomial is the key. That you're not dividing by a monomial. So we have two ways that we can handle this. One of them is to do long division, and the other is to do synthetic division. So we're going to do this problem right here with long division, okay? So when I do this problem with long division, this is how you're going to write it. You're going to take the polynomial here that you have, just like if you were doing like 73 divided by 6 or something, you're going to take the number that you want first, and then what you want to divide by goes on the outside box, okay? I will tell you that you want to make sure that things go in descending order of your exponents. So this one does go x squared, x to the first, and then negative 24. But if I had something like x cubed plus 2x minus 1, notice I'm missing an x squared term, and then in your box you would have to fill in x cubed plus 0x squared plus 2x minus 1. So if you're missing one of those terms as your exponents are going in descending order, make sure you fill it in with a 0 or things are not going to come out right, okay? In this case, I'm not missing anything. It does go from x squared to x to the first to x to the 0, so I'm good to go. All right, so now what you're going to do is this. You're going to look at this first term out here, and you need to figure out x, 1x, times what should I put right here that I could multiply by to get x squared. Okay, so x times what should go right here would give me x squared. And hopefully you can figure out that that would be x. So that's what I'm going to put right here. Oops. Okay, and now you're going to take that x and you're going to distribute it. So x times x is x squared, and x times negative 4 is negative 4x. Okay, now what you're going to do is you are going to subtract. Okay, subtract, subtract, subtract. So this is where people get this wrong all the time. X squared minus x squared will just make 0x squared. That goes away. 2x minus negative 4x. I'll do this off to the side. 2x minus negative 4x. I'm subtracting. Becomes positive 6x, and I know it doesn't look like it would, but that's what happens. And then I will bring this negative 24 down. Okay, and now I'm back to where I have to figure out x times something that I'm going to put right here has to equal 6x. X times what will give me 6x? That's what I have to figure out. And so hopefully you can figure out that that is 6, not 3, 6 and a positive 6, okay? And now, again, you want to distribute. So I'm going to take positive 6 times x, which is positive 6x, and positive 6 times negative 4, which is negative 24, okay? And then I will subtract. Again, subtract, 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 subtract. 6x minus 6x would be 0, and negative 24 minus negative 24, if you do boom, boom, gives you 0. Okay, and there's nothing else to bring down, so I'm done. This number down here is what is called your remainder, so I don't have a remainder in this case. It divides evenly, and my answer to this problem then would be whatever is right here, which would give me x plus 6. Okay, if you had a remainder, so let's say that this number came out to be 4 right here, then your answer and it doesn't, but if it did, then your answer would have to be x plus 6 plus 4 over whatever you divided by. Okay, and I divided by x minus 4. So if that happened, if you had a remainder right here, that's how you would handle it. You would take that number over what you divided by as your remainder. So this part right here, that whole thing would be your remainder if that's what happened to you. It didn't, but that's what you would do. Okay, so that's long division. Most of you probably won't do long division, but it works for you. Okay, so there you go. I'm going to do one more problem with long division, I think. I'm going to do this one really quickly with long division 2, just so that we can see one that comes up with sort of both those issues, okay? Excuse me. All right. If I were to do this one with long division, excuse me, I'm going to hit pause here. All right. I think I'm okay now. We're going to do this one with long division 2. When we do this and we figure out what has to go in here, remember how we have to look for things that are missing. So like I have an x cubed term and I have an x squared term, but I do not have a regular x term, so I'm going to fill that in with 0x and then plus 1, and then I will divide by x plus 2. Okay, so one more time, I want to figure out x times, what am I going to put right here, will give me x cubed. So hopefully you can figure out that that would be x squared. X times x squared gives me x cubed. And now I'll go ahead and distribute. So x squared times x is x cubed, and x squared times 2 is 2x squared. Okay, and now I need to subtract. I don't want that on there here. I need to go ahead and subtract. So when I subtract x cubed minus x cubed, that drops. Negative 6x squared minus 2x squared would give me negative 8x squared. And then I'll go ahead and bring down my 0x next. Okay, and now I need to figure out x times what should I put right here will give me negative 8x squared. So hopefully you can figure out that would be negative 8x. Okay, and then you'll distribute. So negative 8x times x would be negative 8x squared, and negative x times 2 would be negative 16x. And again, you will subtract. So those two will drop out, and then 0x minus negative 16x is really like adding, and so you'll get 16x, and then we'll bring down the 1. Okay? And so now I need to figure out x times what should I put right here will give me 16x. And hopefully you can recognize that that would be a positive 16. Oops. Okay, and I'll go ahead and distribute again. So 16 times x is 16x, and 16 times 2 is 32. And again, you're going to subtract. So 16x minus 16x drops, and 1 minus 32 is negative 31. So now you can see that our remainder is not 0, okay? We have a remainder. So here's how our answer goes. And we use, first of all, this is the big part of our answer. So x squared minus 8x plus 16, x squared minus 8x plus 16, plus our remainder, which is this number, over what we divided by. And I divided by x plus 2. Okay? And that's how long division works. And I think that that should be enough for you.